Johannes Gutenberg was a life-changing inventor who was born in 1395 and later died in 1468 at the age of 73. At the age of 43, Johannes started experimenting with printing and later made the groundbreaking invention of the printing press. He is often remarked upon as the father of printing press and has changed the world of printing as we know it. Where did he live? Johannes Gutenberg was born in the towns of Mainz in Germany. He was later moved to Strasbourg, France by aristocrats. Here he worked as a metalworker and began to find interest in printing and experimenting with it. He kept his experiments secret from his work colleagues, Hans Riff, Andreas Ditzen, and Andreas Hillman. But they gradually became suspicious. They insisted on becoming his partners, and they therefore made a 5-year contract. What made him so important? Previous printing methods were extremely time-consuming as they involved handwriting. The invention of the printing press made printing faster and more affordable, therefore making it more accessible to people with little wealth. The availability of books made more knowledgeable generations, as people could learn many things from books, which were of course printed by the printing press. Printing is also used all over the world today. There may be advanced forms of the printing press by Johannes, but it all had to start somewhere. When was the printing press invented? Johannes invented the printing press in 1439, but the start of book production began in the 1450s and went on to the 1460s. Johannes's printing press was simple by today's standards, but for the time was quite complex. It used large ink-applied balls that rolled over block letters which formed sentences and paragraphs. Paper would be placed onto the block letters by a frame. This would be placed under a press which would imprint the ink onto the paper. The printing press also used a pin system to keep the pages aligned. This system is still used in printers today and is called the pin register system. Who else helped Johannes invent the printing press? All of Johannes Gutenberg's partners were obviously a help to his invention, either financially or physically. Another important person was a relative of Johannes's, whose name was Johann Fust. Johann gave Johannes 800 guilders, the currency at the time, to buy tools and material. This was the case on a second occasion, but in 1452, Johann became a partner. Shockingly, in 1455, Johann sued Johannes for 2,026 guilders. Johannes fell into poverty and Jonathan Fust took over the printing business. What seemed like assistance came back to haunt Johannes. How deeply were people's lives affected? Johannes Gutenberg's invention is considered as having the largest influence on the passing of knowledge. But equally as important is the fact that even if we do not know it, it has changed the way we print forever. Even the information on the internet, somewhere along the line, was provided by books, so therefore it would not be there. This information was a start to the Renaissance by the access to knowledge, but not often enough is it given credit. The period which his invention created was the Renaissance. This is a very talked about event in history. His invention is, however, not talked about as much as it should be because of its considerable influence on the way we print and share knowledge today. Thank you for watching. I hope you have learned something.